Conditional formatting is another really good feature of Microsoft Excel. And like data validation, it's geared towards optimizing user experience. Specifically, conditional formatting wants to call attention to data in the workbook and make it more easy to visually understand it. So oftentimes you'll highlight extreme values, or you'll highlight a gradient of values or related values or something like this. So how can we use conditional formatting in our application here? Well, we have a gradient of values here in our values column. So select all of these values and this guy over here, the 73, which is the VLOOKUP formula, which picks one of these values. So select all of those, go to your Home tab, Styles Group, Conditional Formatting. And here we can actually just hover over some of these conditional formatting options to see how they'll manifest in the sheet. This is a really nice feature. So maybe this guy looks good. Green to white gradient. Higher values are darker green. Lower values are closer to white. So let's just click on that. And as we go through, we can change this value. We understand the VLOOKUP here, so as we change this input, the corresponding value changes as well, and the conditional formatting updates when that value updates. Pretty slick. So you can also add multiple conditional formats to the same range of cells. So if I wanted to, we could add in some of these bars. Let's add these blue bars. So this is pretty excessive for our application here, but it's still worthwhile to understand that we can do that. There's lots of options with the conditional formats here. It's worth playing with this. We got all these icons, which are pretty cool. We're not going to spend the time going through it, but familiarize yourself with these options. I want to talk about one particular other option as well. We're going to go into new rule in a moment to look at that. But before we do so, I want to discuss a point of caution with conditional formats. So real quickly, we'll go back up to conditional formats and we'll do manage rules. So click on this worksheet in the show formatting rules for option. So you can see that we have 2 rules in the entire worksheet. Makes sense, we just created these, okay? First, if I get out of here and select a cell that doesn't have conditional formatting and go into manage rules, you think, hey, where are my rules? They're not showing them to me. That's because by default it shows the rules for your current selection. So just remember to go back to this worksheet. And here are all your rules. Now, let's just say we're going to copy and paste some of these cells arbitrarily. Okay. I've copied this twice now, and you can see that the conditional formats have copied as well. Okay. So let's go back to manage rules, and again click this worksheet, and hey, we got a bunch more conditional formats now. And so this can really become exacerbated, and this can snowball out of control. So just be mindful when you're creating conditional formats, and more specifically when you're copying cells that might have conditional formatting. So last thing I want to talk about with conditional formatting is custom conditional formats. We can actually create our own conditional format with a fancy formula. Okay, and so for example, what would be an application for this? It might be if we wanted to highlight an entire row based on another value. So let's just use this as kind of our workspace down here. Highlight that in a nice border, and here will be our input cell, and let's just put a 10 in it. And so let's just say if this is a 10, we want to highlight all the cells in this range in row 10, right? So it would highlight these cells here. So if I type in 11, we want it to highlight these cells, 12, highlight these cells. Okay? So select your workspace, go to conditional formatting, new rule. So these first selections are kind of what we looked at here in the conditional formatting drop down from the ribbon. This last one is brand new. This is a formula. We want to type a formula such that it will evaluate each individual cell in this range, and only the cells that we want to have formatted will yield true. Okay? So I'm going to type equals to start my formula, and then how do we make a formula that will yield true just for the 10th row? So we want to use the row function, and we're going to evaluate every cell in this range, and so we want to just pass to this function the very first cell in the range, and we're going to pass it as a relative reference, not an absolute reference. So this will be G7, and then whenever the row of G7 equals whatever's in the value in I4, we want that to yield true if it equals that cell, this 10. Okay, and so why again are we passing G7 as a relative reference? Because this will actually be evaluated once per cell in this workspace, in this range. So from G7 all the way down to M19. Okay, every single one of those cells will be evaluated. Obviously, we want to do a relative reference, not an absolute reference. So indeed, all of these cells will be evaluated. So whenever the row value of any of these cells equals 10, it should yield true. So now let's just provide a little formatting here. We'll do this nice burnt ugly orange and hit OK. So let's try it out. So look at that. That's pretty slick. So we'll type a 10 here. Within our workspace, the 10th row is highlighted. Type 11, type 12. Pretty cool. So now let's go back. Last thing we'll do, manage rules, look at all of them, and select this guy. What if we wanted to change it so where the columns were to be highlighted, not the row? Or just type column. We'll use the column function, not the row function. Boom. How cool is that? That is really slick.